So, based on the BS DC Worlds Collection just did by having Deathstroke and Peacemaker as the featured banners, for my full rant on that I thought I wouldn't be able to make into a 10-minute video, but it ended up being a very long video, check out the video that comes out before this one on why DC Worlds Collide is actually killing their own game. In the meantime, there's a decision that needs to be made from some of you who have been hopefully hoarding and saving your super encrypted tokens, and hopefully you haven't spent any money on the game or tried to pursue these two with any of your real money. I'm advising against any of that kind of activity. You may have the question, who should I pull for, Deathstroke or Peacemaker? They're both very, very plug and play, but one is kind of the obvious answer. Let's get to the video.
There is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, I'm Gravy here, and this is a DC Worlds Collide video. In this video, I'm going to go between Peacemaker and Deathstroke. Now this isn't going to be a full-on guide because basically, if you need their kits, I've done videos on both of them. I've done two Peacemaker videos, one at rank 5, one at rank 7, like my first look when I first got them, one at rank 8 when I had more experience. And then I've done two Deathstroke videos. It's kind of the same deal. One when I first got them and then like a guide on them later. They are both incredible characters. Very, very good. The problem here is that they're both under the featured banner, okay? So that means that your guarantee progress is going to be counted towards both. So if I pull here, that's going to increase my guaranteed progress there. If I pull there, it increases my guaranteed progress here, which means that whichever guarantee I get, I'm choosing one or the other if I make it to the guaranteed progress meter. Also, if I pull before, either one of them is going to reset that guaranteed progress. So keep that in mind as well. That being said, that means that unless you're just stupid lucky, which apparently a lot of my people in my chat are, you're going to have to choose between whether you want to pull for Peacemaker or you want to pull for Deathstroke. Why would you want to pull for Peacemaker? Well, one of the key things in his kit to me is, well, these two passive abilities. Could say three. Well, it's not a passive ability, but I do like this. Basically, Peacemaker's helmet generates an energy shield, granting 50% chance of 25% physical damage reduction. Damage for an enemy crit shot is always reduced. This makes him into a very, very incredible tank. It's a very selfish ability, but it's an incredible ability, especially if I'm running him with, let's say, word I'm looking for, Mr. Terrific. So Mr. Terrific can direct damage into him very cleanly. He's going to reduce that damage, and Mr. Terrific is already reducing that damage even further. If you have higher HP on him, you could even put him with Bizarro and get the flower on him, so he's reduced damage even more so. It's incredible. Now next, whenever an enemy is defeated, Peacemaker rocks out in victory, healing himself for 30% of max HP, and 10% of allies get 10% of their max HP. Now remember, this is only when an enemy is defeated. However, this is very, very good work, especially if you're dealing with those two bosses, mini bosses, and then 3 minions. Those minions can be a gigantic pain in the butt, but if you get one of them to fall, you will get some heals. Now, and this is very separate, and I made this distinction, like I'm trying to make it very, very distinct. At the end of the round, all of Peacemaker's allies gain 1 stack of shelter. This is incredibly good to help with your entire team's survivability. Decreases damage taken from the next attack by 50%. So not only is he going to be like tanky and then take a lot of damage, put him in the front row, hopefully have Mr. Terrific directing, if you have Mr. Terrific, however you want to set it up. Also someone mentioned, and I have been running him, he's a very good pair with Superman, OG Superman. You have twin tanks there. He does run pretty well with the Bride so far from what I've done. Those are 2 mighty tanks though. One other setup that I do run him with is on the block team with Nightwing, Bloodsport, and Ocean Master. I put him in a block set. He runs really well next to Nightwing. The shelter helps with the team survivability overall because the next attack is going to be reduced by 50%. It's amazing. His ultimate isn't the best. It does do solid damage. It can do solid damage. However, I will say this first. You're not bringing Peacemaker in for damage to begin with. which is why this comparison is very, very difficult. It's the same like problem I have when people try to compare. When people try to compare LeBron James to Michael Jordan, when he should be compared to Magic Johnson. He's Magic Johnson version 2.0. Kobe was Jordan 2.0. Rest in peace. So basically, comparing the two, it kind of depends on what you need. But given his kit and what he does, Peacemaker is an amazing tune. He's very clearly an A-tier tune, in my view. Now, Deathstroke, if you're going to have to pick one, if you don't have a agile damage dealer who's helping you carry through, honestly, even if you do, Deathstroke. Still Deathstroke. Deathstroke 100%. With Peacemaker, I could make the argument that if you already have Superman, OG Superman, you don't need Peacemaker. Get him, he's nice, he's fun, he's great. You don't need him in the way that you would need. There's no replacement for Deathstroke. Why? Because Deathstroke, and I'm only doing like their skills. I haven't even touched their badges yet, which, by the way, Peacemaker's badge, tier 1, is awesome because it puts out BFF from the very, very beginning with eagerly attacking throughout the whole battle. Every other piece of that badge, I don't remember because it's trash. Why would I keep trash in my brain? Deathstroke puts out an insane amount of bleeds. He is basically a one-man army against Lex or any kind of shield comps because he will absolutely devastate you by using his basic ability over and over and over again. Gun deals damage 85%. If the target's proportion of HP is lower than 50%, damage is increased by 35%. He also puts down bleeds whenever he's using bombs. Now his on his basic, he's using one of these three, and it happens at random, unless, and we'll get to that in a minute, add one random enemy, and adds one stack of bleeds for 2 turns. Love that. And then the sword also does the same thing at brandish his sword at an enemy 2 times, dealing physical damage equal to 45%, and then it adds a stack of bleeds. So it's adding a lot of bleeds. This matters because now when we get to it, wield all weapons for 2 turns, during which basic attacks are changed to attacks with all 3 weapons, meaning he's going to do nothing but put down bleeds. 2 bleeds at a time every time he attacks you. Damage from these attacks is decreased by 40%. That's fine. I put a lot of attack on him because I want those bleeds to have a lot of attack. At the start of battle, after casting ultimate, I said this was going to be the full thing, but his kit is so much fun. His kit is so much fun. It works so well within itself. He is such a monster when it comes to laying down anything. At the end of his turn, Deathstroke has a 20% chance of dealing 1 additional attack. This is another thing. All basic. He has 1 basic move, and his ultimate move is his basic because his basic is nuts. This chance increases by 5% for every enemy inflicted with bleeds. It's a 25% chance plus, let's say all 5 characters have bleeds. Thank you, Ocean Master. 50% chance he's going to attack again. So, characters you run with Deathstroke, everybody. You can do your Two-Face, you can do your Ocean Masters, your Nightwings. Running him on the block team as well is a lot of fun. I'm kind of heavy into the block team. But you can really use him everywhere. The only issue he has, and I can go back down to the skills real quick, the only issue he has is that his ultimate cost is 2. So he will eat up ultimate points and change the way, if you're running an auto, change the way your team like interacts with itself. Like 3 is that like kind of average, that's basically where everyone's at. Couple at 4, he's the only one I know at 2, maybe there's more, I just don't know. That one at 2, I can put him in the front, he's going to go constantly, or I can put him in the back and he's not going to go as often, but he's cleaning up those ultimate points in the back end. He's still getting his turns off. So if you're asking me, who should you pull for between Deathstroke and Peacemaker, I'm going to say and as a matter of fact, because I know his badge is trash, I don't know about Deathstroke's badge. I'm afraid to even look because I feel like this is going to be like 100% way too good. Maybe not. When his gun is used, if the target's proportion of HP is higher than 50%, increase the damage by an additional 35%. Already. When the sword is used, increase crit and crit damage by 15%. He's going to use a sword using bomb is used. Additionally, adds 1 stack of bleeds for 2 turns. Damage dealt by the sword, gun, and bombs increased by an additional 20%, 40%, and 40% respectively. Like his badge is nuts. I thought it was close, and it is kind of close, I guess, depending on what you need, but I think you always need Deathstroke. Unless you already have him, you always need Deathstroke. So I would say Deathstroke over Peacemaker. I wish they hadn't done it the way that they did it. Check out that rant video. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. I'll see you guys next time.